The headlessness of the figures is connected to the idea of the French Revolution, when the aristocracy had their heads chopped off. So it's a little bit of a joke about that. Prospero's monsters actually came from my reading of The Tempest, and it's about the relationship between Caliban and Prospero. And I thought that that's actually a good metaphor for colonialism and imperialism. Caliban is somewhat, disabled. He's considered uncivilized by Prospero, and Prospero tried to teach him civilized language, but he wouldn't. He would only learn the swear words, and so he constantly swore against Prospero because he resented Prospero invading his island. Medusa is a ship that wrecked off the coast of Senegal, a French ship, and I've used it more as a metaphor for frustrated imperial ambitions, and also as a way to reflect the state of things right now. And so you see the ship just about to wreck. You don't actually see the complete wreckage. You see it frozen in time. It's also photographed as well, but in a way which is actually revealing the making of the ship. It's a form of artifice. I think the search for authenticity in culture is a noble one, but actually in reality, it's very rare to find a culture that hasn't evolved as a result of influences from other cultures. The dresses and the fabrics are actually very contemporary. I buy the fabrics in London. There's a market in London called Brixton Market, and the fabrics are influenced by Indonesian batik and produced industrially by the Dutch. Subsequently, they sold the fabrics in West Africa, where the fabrics became very popular, and the fabrics are now known as African textiles. But I like the paradox of the fabrics, the refusal of the fabrics to actually just be located in one place. They've gone through this very interesting journey. In a way, that journey, for me, is a metaphor for the contemporary kind of diaspora. I feel like, the interconnectedness between things. My disability does come up occasionally in my work. In the series here, there are Enlightenment characters that I have made disabled in some way. I wanted to actually make them physically, disabled. It also relates back to Caliban to suggest that on the themes of the Enlightenment, people of a different perspective can work with them. There's a question at the bottom of each, which says the sleep of reason creates monsters in America, as a rhetorical question. There's Europe and Australia. And then there are people posing in each photograph, representing each continent, but they're not necessarily from the continent in which they pose. There has been a level of suspicion of other people from other cultures. I think that the level of suspicion is almost becoming a little bit irrational. I'm originally from Nigeria, and moving between cultures, I think has helped me actually to be more tolerant and understanding of cultures that are not my own. Things have changed a lot in the past 5 years, and I think it's time to get back to some kind of reason and find ways of being able to actually trust each other again. I absolutely wanted to do art, not law, because my father wanted me to become a lawyer, and I had to go for a number of years without having much money, but I was determined, and my determination has paid off.